Go,
Ken
recording.
loves cornbread.
You're recording right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome to We Don't Know What the Fuck We're Doing Today. It's a good day here.
This is going to be the
Yeah.
one podcast.
We have an extra guest today.
Hello. How you doing there, guys?
We're guys Hermers.
You might want to introduce yourself. Tell a little about yourself.
Because you missed the first look.
I'm other Chris, not the Chris you're used to.
Yeah.
What about myself? I don't know.
What's
I like playing video
What's
games.
your name you want to go by?
I want to go by Chris. Don't throw words in my face.
Really?
Sir. God.
Probably some favorite games and stuff.
Oh, I mean, I love fighting games, role-playing games. Obviously, Street Fighter series and Final Fantasy, my favorites. But I'll play pretty much anything.
By the way,
Damn near anything.
since you're the other Chris, I'm going to call you the OC now.
Don't call me those.
How terrible is that?
Very
Just don't
terrible.
answer.
I'm gonna call you the OK.
Okay, go.
Original Kenneth.
No, original Ken. We don't have any other ones. I don't care. Whatever. What are we doing today? What are we talking about?
We don't know.
All right.
We don't know what we're talking about?
Yeah, well,
cool.
The original idea was to talk about good holidays, but apparently Ken doesn't have
Ken
any,
apparently
so,
came
I had-
so that went out the
I am
window.
Jewish. No. He's like, I am Jewish.
I'm
no
Jewish.
good-
We have holidays.
You have holidays every other time, but not this holiday.
Apparently
They have
your
an
family
8-day
was,
holiday.
Your family was atheist. They didn't celebrate.
Ken celebrated being thrown into a bag and beaten with with reeds.
With oranges.
Yeah, so now we don't know what we're going to talk about because somebody doesn't have good holidays.
Okay, why don't you guys talk about it? We
We're
brought
talking
a
about good
guest.
holidays, and then you'll make a good holiday in your mind.
I was the N64 kid. I got an N64 and I screamed really loud. I was him, and I was also the Star Wars kid when I was in high school. Just so you know, that's
a lie, though.
You can look me up.
Wait, you had an N64. When did you get your N64?
For Christmas when it came out, and I was like,
So how is that not a good holiday?
I know.
no, it wasn't.
That's
that.
my favorite
No,
Christmas
he didn't
holiday.
actually have that.
I didn't
happen.
get it.
You
Oh.
actually had an N64.
It was a bag.
I think it was my
There were reeds.
birthday or something like that, like 3 months before.
But still-
That's your birthday's a holiday.
And then I
Joe.
didn't get many games until after 2005. So
Oh my god.
Tell me about.
You can still, but I said you could talk about good holidays that weren't even game related, and you're like, I don't have any.
I know. Did
So-
you get a PlayStation for Valentine's Day? That qualifies.
so last Christmas I got drunk with the family. How was that? Like,
That
awesome.
sounds fun.
yeah.
Also not video game related though. I want you to rethink that strategy.
Okay, well I rethought it, strategized, and I'm gonna do the 1v1 Protoss win where I just take my base and take it in the corner. and
Actually,
stay
last
there.
Christmas I also drank with my family, and then I stumbled into a room where my cousin was playing Left 4 Dead 2, and I went into a rage about how terrible spitters are.
I thought that was going a completely different gross.
I know, yeah. I was wondering about
I
that.
was just
I
complaining
stumbled
about their
into
saggy
drunk-
tits and the lack
I know.
of jaw, and
Ugh.
and the dropping of the fetus.
Well, Speed.
Does that actually
Speed.
happen?
Just go for speed.
Did you
I
never
wish.
see Left 4 Speed 2?
She's-
No.
like a
You've
good
never
lady.
seen Left 4 Speed 2?
I'm kind of glad I didn't.
We should watch this.
Maybe,
Dude,
eventually.
it's the one where you got the one that's
You don't have to explain.
my
to
name
me.
is Coach.
Oh yeah!
Oh, I did see that one. Didn't
Okay.
I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And
It was some good old fashioned cola.
Well, it is the end of the
Right
year.
over here.
It's true.
We could always pick our best favorite game from the year.
we could do that.
Oh, that's tough.
How's it tough, dude?
Because there were
One
like
game.
5 games, and
Well, okay. Which one's your favorite out of the 5?
I don't know.
Quickly
they're all
compile a
5.
top 5 list and tell me number
My
one.
brain hurts. Stop asking. me.
No.
Okay, I'll do mine because I know mine. Dragon Quest
You
9.
have like 2 favorite games.
Yeah.
Fuck
OC,
you,
go.
no, I don't.
Like
No
video-
Pokemon game
You're not a
come out this
gamer.
year.
What are you doing?
No, I'm just gonna say
No,
Dragon
actually-
Quest 9 was my game of the year.
He
I
didn't
haven't played it
play
yet, and I want
Pokemon
to.
Black. He played that
I
one.
tried it for like.
I've put
3
180
seconds in
hours
Japanese.
into it, and I'm still not done. So
And 9?
yeah,
Ooh.
it's never ending because of online DLC.
I beat it in about
just-
40. I've
every
got about
week.
Online DLC?
Every week it updates with new.
That is super cool. I need to get that game and also a DS to play it on.
Yeah.
OC.
I-
What's
Yeah,
your
that
favorite
would
game?
be, that would be my game of the year.
Of the year?
Yeah.
What came out this year?
I don't know. I mean,
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta didn't come
Mass
out this
Effect
year.
2. Yeah, it did in January.
okay, does that
Mass
actually
Effect
officially
was
count
pretty
as this
I
year?
count as 2010.
So January 1st to December 19th today now, technically.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's coming out until December 31st.
Yeah.
Oh, the Tron game, if it hasn't come out yet.
No,
It
it's
already
out.
did.
Oh,
Movie
it's out?
games always
Okay.
come out like the week before the movie.
Then that is
Do
the
not
worst game
want.
ever. We're going to take that off the list.
Okay.
That's a good question. Super Street Fighter 4 came out in March. Really enjoying that game.
Bad Company 2 came out in March.
That's my favorite.
That's,
Bad Company
I
2.
gotta put that up there.
New Vegas came out.
I didn't play
It's
it.
tough. I just
People
I
got
need to look
Reach
through my
and Black
games.
Ops and
Yeah, well, Reach. I'm not going to say any of those
Red
first-person
Dead
shooters are the best
and-
game of the year because
I
they're
had a lot
not.
of fun with
uh,
Epic.
Nintendo pushed out all those games.
Donkey Kong Country
Donkey Kong,
Returns,
yeah.
even
Epic
as
Mickey.
easy as it was, Epic Yarn.
Oh, those games on the Wii?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just go on to the next thing.
It's rough.
I know. Oh, Wii games are fun to play, but they're not worthy of Game of the Year. Like, even Nintendo's saying it themselves. Like the sales are dropping. They need to. A lot of people are saying that Wii HD has to come out like soon.
I found out why a lot of
need to do
a
the
lot
next
of
console before anybody else.
A lot of
The next
Nintendo Wii's were
actual
sold
console.
too. Is I saw them in the hospital. They're using for occupational therapy,
Makes sense.
and I'm sitting here. I'm like, why do you have a Nintendo Wii there? They go, because it's easier to just point at the screen and just use it. I'm like, oh, so it's not really
It's rehabilitation.
being. Yeah, people are using them
Like
as
a first
in
step.
their house. It's old people getting
There's a-
active again.
There's a lot of senior like retirement homes and senior citizen places.
I'm
complexes
playing
that
on
have
the
that.
telly.
I should get one for my mom.
Your mom might like it.
She's a senior.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Her birthday's today too.
My parents are literally not even 50 yet, and
She
my
is
birthday.
63
Mine either.
today.
I just turned 28.
63. My brother turned 42 in October.
You're a youngin'
Yeah.
of the group.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's 44. And
That's
it still
creepy.
creeps me out. Your brother's 2 years younger.
That is strange.
Sorry, Mom. Didn't need to reveal your age
Oh,
to
she
the
doesn't
internet.
use YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Your mother doesn't
she
use
doesn't
the
know-
internet.
I told her to get on
Computer
Facebook.
is.
Facebook and send me my grandpa's address, and she sends me a text message. She's like, I don't know what to do on Facebook. I don't know how to send a message.
Why wouldn't you just send it to you in text
There's
message? babe?
paper, and you can write it down on paper.
Well, I want it on Facebook because I always delete my texts like regularly. They fill up because of Twitter, so it's like
how do you spell YouTube? It's like U T O O B.
Hold on, there was a great quote from a friend of mine's grandma the other day.
Are you
Wait,
going
a
on-
quote from your.
So is
this
anybody
like
else
shit my
gonna
grandma
reveal their
says?
game of the year? Did you
It
decide?
was great, yeah, it was pretty much
You're Bad Company.
No,
Did you decide
I wouldn't
yours?
even say Bad
I
Company
would
is
say-
Game of the Year because it's not.
Good
but-
for you.
I played a lot of games, and a lot of
Even
them
your
were
favorite
like,
game of the year. It doesn't
mediocre.
have to
Yeah, this year wasn't really like a...
I remember last year I was kind of disappointed because there weren't as many games that I was excited about as 2008. And then this year's like even worse. Like 2008, there were so many games, especially around Christmas time, that were coming out that I was really excited for. I spent
Bioshock
way
2.
too much money.
Bioshock 2. You spent like a whole 3 minutes on that game.
I beat it.
Yeah, you beat it, but you were upset with it because you're like, it's not Bioshock 1.
I was upset with it
It
because
is
they.
Bioshock 1.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was
Bioshock
like
1.
it was like a copy of Bioshock 1, but you were in the Big Daddy suit from the end for the whole thing, and they gave you like Big Daddy weapons to use. Like that's.
Well, 'cause it wasn't the original team.
Is that why it was? It wasn't the original
They
team.
handed it off to like a secondary team.
That's
Bioshock 3 is what they wanted to do with Bioshock 2.
I've
They
heard
wanted
of-
to go in a completely different direction right off the bat.
I've heard a lot of good things about Bioshock Infinite. I'm
fantastic.
super excited for that.
I want to say
I'm looking forward to the change.
I think next year will be better.
Like,
I
what
hope
games
so.
really came out? I mean, I'm not counting Black Ops. 'cause-
Well, I mean, Halo Reach was really good, and I like that they went in a new direction with the game. But the problem is that people online still play the same,
Yeah.
and the campaign felt exactly the same as every other Halo campaign did. Black Ops is just it's a constant rehash of the same game over and over again with slight multiplayer changes. They focus too much on multiplayer because that's all people care about,
Yeah.
and they give it a good story. And you know, Black Ops had a good story; it was fun to play.
Didn't I-
just?
Didn't I tell you my idea where you basically take 2 parts of the game? It's like if you just want to buy multiplayer, you buy the multiplayer disc.
Yeah,
It's like $30
for like $30, and then the single player is $30, and that way if you want
if
them both,
the content
it's
is
60.
divided evenly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if they had a good long,
I think they should do
worthwhile
20-40.
for multiplayer.
Well,
40?
everybody's playing multiplayer.
yeah, make
40.
it more expensive.
Single player 20.
And there's so many more hours of replayability with a multiplayer too. That makes more sense. Honestly, I mean, I like
the single player portion.
I like a New Vegas a lot.
Yeah.
I really do.
I want Fallout Online already.
But there's no DLC for it yet, and
I'm thinking that they're going to be a little because they have the one announced. The
yeah, they said
money
they're going to put
something.
one. Yeah,
Dead Money or whatever.
they haven't announced when it's going to come out though. I was hoping for
It's
the
actually-
holidays.
It's
I
like
thought it
it's
was
the
like-
27th.
Oh, did they actually say 27th now?
I thought it was.
Well, that's close enough. I guess that's good. It'll reap the benefits of people getting money and gift cards
Yeah.
and stuff for
Yeah.
Christmas.
2 days. Dead
days
Money
after
expansion to arrive on December 21st.
I mean,
As first?
As
Oh.
an Xbox exclusive.
21st, not 27th.
Oh, okay, well that's even better.
I did
I
know
would
that.
I would love to say that Bad Company 2 should earn Game of the Year, but I mean, really,
Well, we're not
for
even talking
for
about
6
earning
months
Game of
I
the
didn't
Year.
play it, and
It was
that's not
just
a
your
Game of the
favorite
Year.
Game of the Year.
Yeah, just
Because-
my favorite game of the year.
We're not debating which should have won highest quality. Yeah.
Well, yeah, my favorite game would be
That's what we
Battlefield
were
then.
just doing.
But
So that's yours. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
I would. It's really still a toss up for me because there's so many games I'm still catching up on. That I don't think I have a favorite this year. I
You
really
will
don't.
pick one and you will like it.
The game I've played more than anything else this year is Dragon Quest 9.
Okay.
I've put 160 hours into it. So
Man, an
That's-
DS.
that is something.
That really seems like a really fun game.
Mhm.
Seth Green in the commercials made me laugh.
He was in the Dragon Quest 9 commercials?
Yeah, they were hilarious.
They were like, there's like a girl sitting in the lunchroom in like a high school or whatever, and they were talking. She was talking to a friend about what she was gonna wear to her date. He was like, Dragon Quest 9. I wore a poncho.
It's so awkward, but it's so funny.
Like it's all about choices. And then they show her like going to the door to pick up the guy, and she's wearing a poncho from Dragon Quest 9, like one of those little things. Or the one like
is the guy at the door like yes?
It's like the girl, like someone was trying to figure out which friend they were going to take to the concert, and Seth Green was like, when I had to choose people for my party, I chose the warrior because he's big and he can protect you. And then they show like her at the concert, the big like barbarian.
Yeah, they're
right
funny
there,
commercials.
bumping, and then the dude just throws the guy out of the way. It was awesome.
Oh my God.
Seth Green cracks me up.
Seth Green is hilarious.
Thanks for co-signing that, Ken.
No problem.
I needed that.
No problem.
Okay, so it is almost the end of the year, so talk about this year. Things to look forward to next year. I don't really know what's
Nothing.
coming
No.
out next
Oh,
year. Skyward
no.
Sword,
No,
obviously.
there's lots of stuff. to look
There's
forward
Elder
to.
Scrolls 5.
Yeah.
That's all I look forward
If
to.
that
Portal
comes out
2.
next year.
Well, Portal 2, Dead Space 2.
That might get delayed again.
All those.
and
Oh,
again,
of course it
and
will,
again.
but I'm
It's
hoping
a Valve game. It'll get delayed again.
The biggest game of 2013 I'm looking forward to is
Valve 3.
It's like 7
Zelda,
years
Zelda
old.
Skyward Sword.
2013.
It won't be
No,
2013.
it's-
I think it'll come out in 2011.
I think it'll
I
come
just
out
don't think
2013.
it'll come out in spring.
I think it'll come out whenever it comes out, and everyone will play it and complain about it, just like they did Twilight Princess, and it's gonna not.
So
do
I
very
think
well.
what's going to help Skyward Sword, it's the first one for Wii exclusive.
So
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
using-
Maybe. From the tech demo that I saw, it looked like they changed up a little too much. I don't like it. I don't want a motion control Zelda game. Just let me play Zelda where I walk around and hit a button to slash people. That's really all I want to do. I don't want to like.
They should have an option.
I know, like if they
But
put
I
an
think
option
the,
in the game where you can do that.
the people had a problem with that because they didn't think that the Twilight Princess used the motion controls enough.
Well, I guess with the motion control plus, it'll
It
help it
helps
be a little more
a
exact.
lot.
I don't want to spend 4 hours in front of the TV
Swinging
doing
your
this,
arm.
like swinging my arm around trying to hack things. I'd like. If I want to play a game like Zelda, I want to sit down and just enjoy it because I'm going to sit there and enjoy it like I did.
You don't want to be Zelda. Well, yeah, you don't wanna-
Well, yeah, I don't want to be Zelda.
Yeah, no, you don't want to.
I know a lot of 12-year-old kids out there want to be
You
Zelda.
don't- you
When I
don't
was
wear the
12-year-old, I
tights?
wanted to be Zelda,
I want
but
to wear the tights, the little navvy.
but I'm too old to run around in my living room and do stupid stuff like I'm Zelda. I'll stand there and do bowling. Like, imagine your grandma playing Wii Zelda.
Bust hit.
But they'll bowl all day long. They will bowl all day long. I swear to God.
They will throw out their hip and fall.
Yeah.
Someone count a button on my neck.
What else is good? There was a whole
3DS.
list of stuff.
3DS is coming out in March.
Yeah, well, I'm not excited for that.
I am
Although I am excited
for
to
that.
know how they did that, though. Like, you don't need glasses to see the 3D
It's a
stuff.
double layered screen.
That's all it is?
It's a certain kind of double overlay, and you can adjust based on how far away. There's a slider you can adjust
Does it, like,
how the 3D
spread the
effect.
screen apart and make it look
I think it pops it up against each other,
interesting?
kind of.
Because that's really cool, and if that does take off really well, like I'm not gonna get it. And I
I'm
don't
not
care
gonna use-
what games are gonna be 3D, but
Yeah, I don't care about the 3D whatsoever. I care that it's a more powerful handheld, capable of doing.
I'm
more.
excited for games for it.
It's about half
Kid
as
Icarus,
powerful as.
Ocarina of Time remake.
I never liked the old Kid Icarus
The new,
games though.
I like Kid Icarus.
Yeah, the Ocarina of Time remake though, that did look really good.
The new Paper Mario, which going back to RPG instead of platformer.
Which I hated that.
The Resident
People
Evil
like
games.
the Star Fox 64 remake. I could care less.
I want
but
Resident Evil.
I bet you Ken loves that though.
I
They're
do.
making the all new Resident. I mean, they're making Mercenaries, which is the mercenary mode from 4 and 5,
Yeah.
made into an entire whole game,
On the DS.
and that's coming out first on the 3DS
Okay.
in the actual
And
Resident
they
Evil
got
5 engine.
the
And
Metal
then-
Gear Solid. And,
Are they gonna release
They're
it later
remaking
on?
Metal Gear Solid 3. Wait, what?
The mercenary mode? Or
No, they're
release-
doing that right off the bat. That's going to be like almost a launch title.
Oh, okay.
But they're making Resident Evil Revelations, which is a full new Resident Evil, combining the styles of the old games and the gameplay of the new ones. Like making it more about exploration and actual survival horror, but having the over-the-shoulder
Okay.
style.
Are there gonna be zombies in it?
I don't know. It's supposed to bridge the
Yeah,
gap
that's
between
the-
4 and 5.
Oh,
No
well, then they're not
zombies.
gonna have zombies. Then they're gonna have stupid little worm things.
Ganados.
Well, they didn't
Lagos.
know.
Lagos.
Yeah.
They, I don't know, because it looks like Chris is going to be...
I guess it
Chris
depends on where
and
they
Joe.
are in the world too. Because the Plagas are in Europe and Africa, but in America,
South
they're
America.
still dealing with
There,
the...
it's going to... somebody's going to bash us. It's going to take place on a giant ship.
Did you
Like
see
a
the video?
boat?
Like a giant ship, yeah.
Like a
giant
Titanic?
boat. Yeah.
Oh well. It could be anything then at that point.
Yeah.
Did you see the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 trailer of like Wesker and he had a case and he opened up the Magneto opened up the case and it was a T virus?
Yeah, well, it's probably the T virus. That's the episode 3 trailer. I'm using air quotes and they can't see it because it's on a speaker, but whatever. Yeah, it's the episode 3 because they're releasing trailers in sections, and that it basically is setting up like who the bad guys are, who's working together, and
That'd be a weird universe combined.
Yeah, but it looked like Magneto and Wesker weren't exactly working together to get it, but then at the end it was like they were.
Somebody asked me if I thought that Magneto was bad, and I said he's not bad. He just has a whole different set of morals.
He's situational.
And yeah,
he's like not bad, but he's a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain because he will do whatever it takes to make mutants better than humans. But
no, he already believes they're better than humans.
No, he does believe it, but he'll kill all the humans.
Yeah.
And where Xavier is like, nah, we shouldn't, or Storm, whichever one.
Xavier is always like, we can get along if we just bridge the gap. We can work together, and I'll figure it out. Magneto's like, we don't even have to figure it out. We're already better. Just kill them off. We'll take over, and we'll be fine. Yeah. We don't have to deal with people persecuting us because we'll all be mutants, and that's why he's a villain. But I don't like. I have to. I'm gonna reserve all of my judgment for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 until the game actually comes out and I get to touch it. But right now, the screens look beautiful, the gameplay looks really good, and the story I could really care less. It's a fighting game.
Yeah. Why do
I want more fighting games to have a story. But in the end, I could care less about the story after the first time I read it or see it.
I wish they were more like Soul Calibur.
Every single
where you can kind of make your own.
Yeah.
Every single time I think of a fighting game with a story, I think of DOA 4, where Brad Wong they open the door to see Brad Wong, and then it just closes back up. And then Brad Wong was like, "Yep, about to fight Alpha 150. Oh, someone else is here." And they just leave, and Lisa's sitting there like, "Okay."
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do. Well, of course I do. Brad Wong is my character.
Yeah, but Lisa was mine.
What?
So
I'm just pointing at you because you're not talking a lot.
I don't play fighting games.
You should.
Well, okay, I take that back. I played Soul Calibur 2 because Link was in it.
Of course. I think literally half the people played Soul Calibur 2 played it because Link was in it.
That was a good marketing strategy, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it probably was the best Soul Calibur. 3 was really good.
Oh, I've played the original in arcades.
Soul Calibur? No. I remember. I remember Soul Edge, something like that. Soul something, Soul Fighter. I don't know. Yeah, there's a bowling alley over in my old neighborhood that had the original Soul whatever.
My bowling alley has X-Men Arcade.
How awesome is that?
Mine had Mortal Kombat 2.
It always takes us 45 minutes to start bowling because everyone's got to play X-Men Arcade first.
Soul Edge is a 1996
Soul
3D
Edge.
fighting arcade.
That's what it was.
Wow.
And then Soul Calibur 1, it's technically a sequel to Soul Edge. That came out on Dreamcast, best fighting game ever at that point. 2 made it better, 3 was even better, and then 4 was...
This dude uncovered his Dreamcast and...
Found it.
Right there.
Oh yeah, but do you have a second controller? Because you got to get...
I do.
Oh,
We've got 2.
I have 2 controllers and 2 VMUs.
Epic battles now.
I have one VMU. I can't find my green controller, and it had a green VMU in it. I don't know where it is.
I still have that game we have to try, Mach and X. The first-person sword fighting game. You told me to get?
I acquired it, and it won't fit because it's too big.
I don't remember how, but I figured it out.
Well, I can't make a self-booting disc, basically, is the problem.
You just get the Utopia boot disc.
See, I don't want to use that.
Oh,
I know I can, but I don't want... I'm choosing against it.
Spoiler alert, the Dreamcast killed itself by putting no piracy protection on it.
And it really wasn't no piracy. Actually,
it's been 11 years. I think we can do it.
The PlayStation 2 killed the Dreamcast because it played DVDs.
That too.
Well, that was just like the, salt in the wound.
Spoiler alert, none of us pirate.
Yeah.
We are all completely moral.
We just have knowledge of this.
I am literally a Sega fanboy, and I know almost everything about Sega, and I'm sad.
Did you cry when Sonic 4 came out?
I did. It's so upsetting. I don't want to pay $15 for a terrible game. I bought Sonic 1, I bought Sonic 2, I bought Sonic 3, I bought Sonic Adventure, and I bought Sonic and Knuckles. All on the Xbox Live Arcade. I'm not buying Sonic 4.
I remember talking to you, and I was like, what would happen if they had all 4 episodic parts of it and they released it on a DVD or a disc?
It wouldn't matter because it's a bad game. I'm glad they released episode 1, so now we know not to waste our time with the rest of it.
If every episode is going to be $15, I'm going to pass on it. But if it's like $15 and the next one's $10 and the next 2 are $5 or the next 3 are $5 each.
Well, once they realize people aren't willing to pay for a shitty game.
And that's what happened with Penny Arcade too. I really like the Penny Arcade games.
And then they stopped it.
It's like it's stalled indefinitely because like the company wanted to make, I think it was Death Spank they wanted to work on.
Probably.
And Like at the same point, the first one was $20, and the second
Yeah.
one was 15.
And then
So they
you
learned to
stop.
lower the price, but now they're like thinking about, well, do we make this one 15? Do we make it 10? If we make it 10, are we going to make any money off of it? Like, what are we going to do? And I'm sitting here like, I just want episode 3. Let's go. Let's move it along so I can play the story because there's going to be 4 of them based on the story.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they were a lot of fun. They were really hilarious. What's that other game that they got that released that was really funny? Costume Quest. I heard a lot of good things about Costume Quest, but then
They just did the DLC for it.
Well, somebody told me like Costume Quest is like an easier and not quite as funny Penny Arcade.
Really? I thought it was more like Gauntlet stuff.
Well, I played it's RPG, and like when you get into a battle, whatever costume you're wearing, you transform into like a giant version
like a giant
of that.
ghost,
Yeah, like the
yeah.
giant actual like Gundam looking type robot
That's
or
cool.
giant knight, and it was really easy, and there was really no thought process to it. Like there's just attack and then special attack, and that's it. And like button timing, kind of like Paper Mario style for defense, and that's it. And if you mistime the button timing for defense later on in the game, you die.
What was that? It was Dot Hack Sign. It had like 7 games, and we were playing like all of them, but the last one I think because
There
Charles
was
had
the
it.
original Dot Hack that had 4, and then there was Dot Hack GU that had 3.
But it was basically the same story.
No,
I mean,
it was different.
Well, I mean, the guy that got zapped with the bracelet turned up to be one of the main characters that you play as in GU, so it kind of had the same universe, different timelines.
Which guy with the bracelet? What?
Remember how you zap him? This one dude who was the final boss, and he ended up getting his mind erased, and then that ended up being the main character because he started a new character in GU. That's who you play as?
Really?
Yeah, didn't you go on like Dot Hack?
It's
Wiki?
probably true. I don't remember. It's been so long since I played that.
It's a great game though. That was a prime
I've
example.
got all of them, by the way, because Charles.
You got all of them?
Charles gave me part 3 before he moved to New Jersey, so
I need to go through that again. I want to play 1 through 7 in order and just.
Yeah, so to say.
I
Well,
started the first
1 through 4, or no, you already played 1, 2, and 3 of the
yeah.
original. You just have to play 4.
Well, 4, I have to go back and hack and find certain codes and combinations, and it's been so long, I might as well just start from the beginning because I loved the first 3 games anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
But think about it; those were like $50 games each.
40.
40, okay.
Yeah.
But still, for its time,
GU games were 40. I don't know about the original
it was
ones.
PlayStation 2, so I guess it's the same price.
Well,
but,
most PlayStation 2 games are $50.
Yeah.
okay.
As a matter of fact, since I've been born, most games have been $50. Like the regular Nintendo, I think they were 40. But after that, like as Super Nintendo, they were all 50 pretty much. The Nintendo
N64 was
were all
more.
50. Were they?
Some of them pushed 70.
Well, all the ones that I got, well, they're the ones that come with
Some of
stuff.
them did.
Like the Pokemon one that came with the
The extra
transfer
stuff from
port or the Rumble Pack one.
Oh, well, that's,
Like
that's
saving-
extra stuff.
No,
I'm thinking
but
like
I'm
just the
not-
cartridge.
like Perfect Dark with the expansion pack. That was
Right.
70.
Yeah,
Otherwise
50's
you
been
can
the standard price for a really long time. Like, people think games are getting expensive,
And
and like,
consoles
they really
haven't
haven't
either.
changed.
Well, we kind of. I
Actually-
remember a lot of people when the Xbox 360 came out.
People are freaking out about the PS3.
My sister
price.
texted me and said, "Happy birthday, bro, Sidon." Oh, she's awesome. Yeah, I remember when like
Tell her you found her a new cat.
I remember she already has one, but she's bringing the other one for Christmas.
Now you
I remember when the
now you got
360 and the
Kid
PS3 came out, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, and by the way, the game's going to retail at $60." Like everyone's like, "Oh my god, $60! We didn't pay extra $10." But if you think about it,
Inflation.
like yeah, well, inflation has affected. There's
I
actually
just
something in
found a
the
couple graphs.
new graphs for
Oh,
what?
they're not. Damn it. It's,
Actually, hold on. I think
console
I brought-
prices at launch.
I think I brought that with me. Hold on a second.
We're
Really?
talking about game prices, though.
I just
Oh, I'm thinking console
Oh,
too.
no.
when I went to work, I stop off at Walgreens to get breakfast because I get the Starbucks Frappuccino and some like chocolatey Hostess donuts, and I pick up the Electronic Gaming Monthly every
Yeah.
month because I should probably get a subscription to this. And they've got it in here like when the NES launched, it costs $129.95, but with inflation, that's $259.
Right,
And the
Well, they're
game's
saying
worth
they-
30 to 50, which inflation is 60 to 100.
right.
Yeah.
So, like, with inflation, technically, we're paying about the same price for games every year. I mean, there was a
Yeah.
period of time there where it was
the,
crazy.
the difference is though is that the number of quality games has changed.
Not really.
I mean, think about like
Depends. It's all
NES has a
relative.
huge
Yeah,
library,
it's all
and
relative.
Yeah, like,
90%
for me-
of it's crap.
For me as a kid, like, those crappy side-scrolling platformer games like the Bucky... The Green Rabbit with the space...
Dynamite Heady and shit like that.
Whatever. Yeah, like,
Okay.
all those games where it would just be like a random... lesser known comic or silly TV show they had on TV. All those games had a platforming game made to mimic Mario.
Yeah.
I loved all those games as a kid, and they all suck now.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's games that stay around that are always the classics that you have to buy if you have that system. Like, Castlevania, Legend of Zelda, Mario, Duck Hunt, even. I mean, it comes with it. Those are games you have to get because they're the staples of that system.
Wii Sports.
Yeah,
and
then think about that in context, though. Like now,
you got Halo.
All those games
COD
are being
4.
released on the like the virtual consoles and the arcades and stuff. Like I have Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles from Genesis days. I love those games, but how often do I play them?
But also with multi-platforms, you don't have to buy them every time. You could buy them once and be like, done.
Yeah, this is some perspective. Not including inflation, in 1993, the 3DO launched at $699.
Yeah, the 3DO was the most expensive console to be
Ever
launched
made.
to date. Ever.
Followed shortly by the SNK Neo Geo.
Oh, wow.
Neo Geo was
Wasn't
really
the Saturn up there too?
Wow.
Saturn was only like
Saturn.
$400, wasn't it?
Sega Saturn.
What about
was
the
$400?
SNK
$400.
one? The SNK...
Neo Geo, yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, Neo Geo for $649. And that's without
Damn.
inflation. People were
Right.
bitching about how expensive
This
the
list doesn't
PS3
even
was.
have the Neo Geo on it. I'm glad
Well,
you
we're
found
gonna-
The
that.
PS3 wasn't that bad. At the time, Blu-ray players were $1,000. You
Well,
spend $400 less, get a PS3, and it can play games.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
And that's
the
why.
argument. That was
Also, the original PS3s at launch played PS2 games, and now they don't even do that.
the original
Yeah.
console, Atari 2600.
But then the price has gone down too. So.
Well,
I think because they were still trying to push PlayStation 2 consoles.
Well,
Because
they're still trying to sell them because they're still releasing games for the PS2.
Really?
Yeah, like Sony has said they have a 10-year plan. Again, air quotes. You guys can't see it, but it exists. Sony has always said they have a 10-year plan for every system. Like, not that the system's only going to last 10 years, and not that they're going to do anything during those 10 years, but they plan on every console lasting 10 years. So, like 6 years, 5 years. Was it 5 years into the PlayStation 2 life? PlayStation 2 came out in 2000, right?
2000.
Yeah.
And then
They're getting 10
PlayStation
years
3
now.
came out 2006 then?
2006, about.
Yeah.
So 6 years into the PlayStation 2 lifespan, they released PlayStation 3, but they still expected the PlayStation 2 to sell games
For
for the next 4 years.
Nintendo did the same thing. The Game Boy
Yeah.
Advance, so it was still making
It
games
was only
for...
stopped until 3 years ago.
Yeah, like 3 years past the DS.
If you want to think about it that way too, like the DS still had a Game Boy Advance slot in it for backwards compatibility, and they were still releasing games for the Game Boy Advance after that.
The reason why I say that is because, I'm just... They fired that one dude, Ken Kudanagi or whatever his name was. I think that's his name, isn't it?
From
The father of the
Sorry.
PlayStation 3. They
Oh,
changed his name from designer to president of not being in the spotlight to we're firing you.
Yeah.
And they're because you did such a bad job. And I was like, you don't have any games. Why are you yelling at the guy who made the thing?
Well, they do have, and that's another thing.
At the time,
Apparently,
they
at
didn't.
the beginning, for the first couple of years, it was really hard to develop for.
It's still kind of hard to develop for. A lot of people actually are. Right now, from what I hear, is that developers are complaining because they're so used to the same. Every 5 years, we're getting a new console out. They don't like to try new things at the end of a console lifespan.
Yeah.
You know, like Halo came out when Xbox One launched. Halo 2 came out towards the end of the Xbox because they knew it's going to sell.
And it still worked on 360.
But and that too. But like, if you have a new
like the
idea
only-
that you want to try out, you don't want to try it out when people are hearing about the next console coming up. They're going to be less likely to buy games they don't know for sure are going to be quality.
That's why right when the PSP
and people are just
started
now
to do
starting
this.
to develop for the PS3
Yeah.
a lot and well.
And these developers, they don't know what stage we're in. I mean, the 360 came out in 2005, and the Wii and the PS3 came out in 2006. We're 2010, almost 2011 now. That's 5 years the 360's been out. So
Their-
that's usually the end of the lifespan.
Their
so they're
10-year plan might not exactly carry them 10 years, and they'll
Yeah.
be fucked if they actually don't start, doing something.
So let's
with
say Capcom has a great idea, like it's original. They haven't done anything like what Dead Rising was, or what Lost Planet was.
Yeah.
But now that we're not 2 years into the lifespan of the console, we're 5 years into it. Do we release it? Do we wait until the next Xbox comes out? And they don't know when the next Xbox is coming out.
Oh, what was it? Also,
We're at about a half hour.
That's fine.
okay, we can
Yeah.
We'll chop it up in about
We can-
4 or 5 different bits.
chop and
Well, now
block.
that YouTube doesn't have a limit.
What?
For people
So
with
yes,
good standing,
yes,
YouTube has no
I heard
limit.
that as long as you're in good standing now, YouTube will not limit your stuff.
That's
Oh,
cool. So you guys have
shit.
bad standing?
No.
No.
Oh,
Only
I
say I
didn't
got a
know
bad
anything
standing on this.
well, there we go. Ken, you're not in good standing.
I know.
He tried to upload a video and it didn't go. It was too big.
That was like 2 days before they released it. I got an email and it was like, you're now able to load anything that's like an hour and a half long. I'm like, what?
Oh, here we go. This is the section I was looking for. So Last Guardian's coming out
Yes.
next year.
Oh,
I need a PS3 like now.
Last Guardian's gonna be
And the
Portal
remakes
2.
of Shadow of the
Duke Nukem
Colossus
Forever.
and
Yeah.
Ego.
Duke
before
Nukem Forever.
that.
Who cares about that? But Infamous 2, I'm looking forward to. I know you didn't really like Infamous that much,
I
but I
love
thought it was
Infamous.
10 times better.
He
than
liked
Prototype.
Infamous.
It's-
Yeah,
it's
that's
the,
that's what he
uh,
thinks too.
Prototype 2 looks like the same.
Prototype didn't suck. It just the hype between the two games
If
when they were coming
Infamous
out.
hadn't come out when it did, Prototype might have had a better chance.
If I hadn't played the demo for Infamous, I probably still would have been on the fence because I hated the demo for Infamous. It was the worst thing I ever played. And then I played Prototype, like, well, this is kind of fun. And I played Infamous. I was like, this is way better than
I think Prototype suffers from the same thing as what happening to me with Red Dead Redemption,
Yes.
where it's your forced perspective of what you are, good or evil. And I'm sitting there and I'm murdering everyone in the Wild West in Red Dead Redemption. And they're like, I'm just a good guy trying to look for my family. I'm like, no. He has your family. Shoot him in the leg. If he doesn't tell you, shoot him in the other leg, and just keep blowing pieces off
He
of
has
him
your
until
family.
he dies.
Shotgun him in the face.
Do you know where his family
then go
was?
look for your family.
His family was at his home.
Yep.
How the fuck did you not know?
No, I think they returned them to his home.
Yeah,
But
like
either
10
way,
seconds before I got there.
It was with Prototype. It was a big, wide open area with nothing to do.
I have a problem with
Yeah,
games.
and you were automatically evil. You were just like, you have to be evil, and you have to murder everyone. And I'm like,
I have a very distinct problem with games that start you off with every single ability in the entire game,
And
then
take it
wipe
all
them
away.
out from
Yeah.
under your Metroid games.
Yeah.
Prototype.
It's like they're trying to teach you how to use the stuff you're not going to get for 17 more hours.
Teach me later.
Like, by then, I think I'll have a good enough grasp on what I can do in the game. When I get something new, I'll just toy around with that until I
Don't
figure
give
it
me
out.
something
Right.
badass. Take it away from me. Make me play through a shitty game until I'm badass again.
Yeah. Gears 3's coming out next year also.
yeah, how is it that
And Resistance
they
3's
always
out.
say
Arkham
that
City.
they're
Arkham
pushing
City, fuck yes.
they're pushing the system to its limits every fucking
that's
game?
what
So you know what game is really pushing the system to its limits, though? Rage.
Oh, yeah.
You seen videos of that?
I've seen it.
I
looks
can't believe
amazing.
Xbox even looks like
Mega
that.
textures.
Yeah, like
Carmack is a genius.
it's magic. He's using
John
magic.
Carmack is a genius. He's made textures.
He's the Dark Wizard. Ganon.
He's made textures that can have infinite size and quality and have no effect in the system.
I don't understand how he does it. He's been doing stuff like that since the first Quake, like just doing stuff that nobody ever expected.
He has a Game Genie going.
He's
I have
pretty
no
much.
idea what that trip for.
So I can't wait for that, and I can't wait for all the games. to use
Homefront,
Rage.
I'm excited in.
You're excited for Homefront?
Yeah, it looks.
I have heard nothing but terrible things about
Dude,
it.
I've not heard anything.
It
about
actually sounded pretty good.
That's
from the
actually
last
worse
trailer.
than hearing terrible things.
that. I am looking forward to that.
You're actually looking forward to Spy
I'm
Party?
very much looking forward to Spy Party.
I mean, it looks bad, but it's for the PC.
it's still
so
in
I kinda
development.
understand. Oh, that's
I mean,
why.
it's not eventually supposed to look very great anyway, but it's just the
Dude,
concept.
is that
of
the
the game.
symbol for Spanish television?
No, it's not Telemundo.
Telemundo,
Whatever that
but
is.
it's supposed to be a circle there.
And there's Skyward Sword, which is
Brink,
coming
I
out
want.
TBA 2011.
My ass. Brink, I want.
Brink, the art style of the faces looks weird. It looks like a Tony Hawk game.
I don't mind that. I like the.
Oh, that's the Bethesda game where you can run on walls and stuff?
Yeah,
I saw a
all,
really cool
all the
video of that.
parkour and the gunfighting.
The XCOM remake. That looks like it might be interesting. I
Okay.
never played.
I
I
never
never
played the original.
Are you fighting the Black Wall from
They're
2001?
they're aliens, and it's
Like
like,
symbiotes,
a,
kind
it's
of.
like an obelisk thing, and it like turns into kind of like Venom's symbiote, and it
Oh.
can infect people. You have to watch.
And you
out
don't know
for
who's
that.
good, who's bad. It's kind of like
Okay.
the Thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really like the XCOM PC games were more like strategy, and this is going to be more like Fallout in
adventure
a way.
shooter.
What do you think about She-Hulk being in with Hulk in the Marvel vs. Capcom?
Well,
3?
because they play differently, I don't really care.
New costume.
It's like.
Drink the Jekyll and Ms. Hyde juice.
To be honest, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 had 56 characters, and I liked about 10 of them, and like 8 of them aren't being put in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So I pretty much have to go through and decide what characters I actually want to play as.
8 of the 10 you liked, or 8
of the 10 that I liked from Marvel
Okay.
vs. Capcom 3 or from Marvel vs. Capcom 2 aren't going to be in 3. They only put 2 characters that I liked from 2 into 3. And a lot of people are saying that they have a problem with that. But it's like every game. You know, like they make an announcement, the changes they make, and you don't really know if they're going to be good or bad till you play it. So I'm trying to reserve my judgment.
And there's always a chance for DLC.
Yeah, they did say there's going to be DLC, so that's good. Oh, Little Big Planet 2.
Right.
Yes, I was a huge fan of the first one.
Did you hear about the dude that was making
Journey
levels for
looks
that?
really interesting.
He just made a couple levels, and they're like, "Hey, would you mind coming out here to our molecule?"
That's
they're
why
like,
they-
"Yeah." So what's up? And they walked into at the door and was like, "Would you like a job?" And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Because he did community levels, they gave him a job."
People have been doing the most ridiculous shit in Little Big Planet 2. Somebody remade at least a demo of a couple levels. Wolfenstein.
Wow.
Full Wolfenstein in Little Big Planet 2.
How can you do that?
I don't even know.
Isn't it a side scroller?
Yeah.
How do you?
Yep.
But I can understand Bionic Commando.
Nope.
Like-
Wolfenstein, full on.
Like remaking Mario levels sounds easy as hell. Remaking a 3D first-person shooter on a PC, like how do you?
Yup.
How does that? Where do you get off?
Magic.
You
I mean, it doesn't look as good, but you can tell it's all there.
Have you played Epic Mickey?
A little
have.
bit of it.
Was it fun?
Yes, actually it is.
The camera's
But I'm
a
a huge
bitch.
Disney fan, so.
But once you get past the camera, it's very fun.
Especially,
You're not a Disney
no,
fan?
I am.
Oh.
Especially,
So you're a little more critical of it than other people would be.
old Mickey cartoons. I'm a fan.
I really wanted to play it, but again,
You can give it a try after this. Honestly, you should. You can see if
Again, once you get past the camera.
it's pretty nice.
well, I've had to struggle through plenty of games that have terrible camera,
Yeah.
like
You just learn to deal.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Lots of
And,
games have terrible cameras.
Yeah, everything made by Konami that had a 3D camera.
Nah. Metal
with
Gear
control.
Solid 3.
Apart from Metal Gear Solid.
four.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
4 was... I hated the camera control in 4. I could not deal with it.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill games had bad controls.
I remember you playing Homecoming, I think. and-
Horror games are notorious for bad controls.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, but that's
Especially
kind of the lore of a horror game. Like Resident Evil
Yeah.
had it where it was fixed and you had to deal with it. That was part of the scariness
That's
of it.
freaking me
Yeah.
out.
But,
Oh my god, Choo Choo Rocket came out on the iPhone?
Yeah.
If that needs to come out on the XBLA, like, right now. Right now.
That's a good game.
You're a good game.
Right now. You're a good game.
I'm gonna play you.
Are you gonna see my EGM?
Toggle your joysticks.
Oh, this should be... They're redoing it.
What do you mean they're redoing?
It's had such a bad launch that they're basically redoing
Yeah,
the
from
game.
what I heard,
like
is,
Matrix Online, that worked out so well.
Chaos was telling us.
Final Fantasy 14, by the way, is what
Chaos
we're
was
talking about.
telling us in the stream that most computers can't even run Final Fantasy.
He has a really good
Yeah.
gaming computer,
But,
like,
like,
better than mine.
they have high requirements just to play the. Well, it's coming out for the PS3 in March, and they said that by March, when it comes out for the PS3, they'll have the patches and all the updates and whatever for the PC version. The PS3 version is going to be that new version with whatever fixes they're making. From what I've heard, they need to fix it. I'll let you know right now. I'm still playing Cataclysm, and I'm going to enjoy that until they figure something out with Final Fantasy.
Here's
It's
another thing.
a
What was the
terrible game.
biggest disappointment of 2010 in gaming?
Oh, the biggest disappointment.
Yeah.
This whole court case with California and fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger, because they're,
That's the court, but
it's a disappointment in gaming because if it passes, because it's in the federal Supreme Court right
Yeah.
now,
you
if it
serious?
passes,
Yeah,
it could
it got all the
become
way there.
nationally illegal to sell M-rated games to minors, and that would make it so that like the whole ESRB thing, they're going to lose their job. Because the federal government's going to take over the rating system to differentiate between, or they're going to make the ESRB do it, differentiate between mature rated games that are slightly mature, like Resident Evil,
yeah.
and mature rated games like
Man.
God
Dante's
of War,
Inferno.
Dante's Inferno,
Like Red
which
Dead.
nobody should do. Because like they're using examples, and this is what really makes me mad is like they're using examples from video games, but then the federal court did something smart. Like the Supreme Court, I don't know if it was the justices specifically, but the opening ceremonies, the opening statements that they had, a lot of people said, or like they were like, why are you just bringing up video games though? Like, why have you not made the same case and included movies,
or television,
Music.
or
television shows, or
anything.
Music,
Yeah.
anything you hear on
Yeah.
the radio, for Christ's sake.
They were
Kids are
like-
listening to shit that's like...
There are rap songs
Or on YouTube. I
Yeah.
mean, you could even say
Oh,
YouTube.
yeah, I've seen near porn on YouTube.
Yeah, they have some porn on YouTube that gets through the cracks every now and then.
Or
like-
4chan.
You've got like rap music that says, like, granted it's not graphic, but I mean not graphical,
Yeah.
but they say things that are worse than some of the things that I even see in a video game, and they didn't bring it up. They're just like, these people just have it out for video games in general. Like that dude from Florida whose name I refuse to remember.
Oh,
'cause-
God.
Jack Thompson.
Yeah, that guy, Jack Thompson. He
The
had
dude
it
who
out
got
for
fucking
video games.
served
He
in
got
Pong.
destroyed.
They took away his attorney's license.
He got
And
beat
he's
one
got a
time in Street Fighter 2 back when he was like 12 years old, and he's still harboring this anger towards it or something.
Fucking scrubs!
Yeah, I know.
What pisses me off about this whole thing is the SRB is completely voluntarily, first of all. It's
Yep.
parents who had decided, that they wanted to watch out for content, which is not a bad idea.
No,
Don't
that
get
should
me
be done.
wrong. Rating system is a good idea, so that you know what's in a game.
It's not going to work, though.
It works just fine as it is, though. Like, the
But
thing is...
parents volunteer.
Yeah.
If
Parents
anything gets
decide,
past it,
parents judge,
Yeah.
parents set the rating.
But the parents don't
If the-
follow the damn thing.
that's the problem.
And that's
It's
their
their
fault.
Yeah, that's
not
their
our
fault. That's not the government's fault.
Which is
that's
why it
not,
should
Which is why I'm
exactly how
saying
it
it
is
should
right now.
state, if parents are taking the initiative to do what they should and watch out for their kids, then it should
You-
be left like that.
You know what it should be? You should have a fucking Xbox Live account or something like that, and actually be like, how old is your son? You set up their account,
Okay.
and it's like,
Ken,
they're
you
12.
can.
A good
That
example of this
exists.
the other day.
You didn't know that?
Apparently,
There are
because there's
parental
only
controls.
12-year-old kids on that COD 4.
There are parental controls on the Xbox that if a smart, responsible parent knew about, they would go into it, set a control. My kid's 11. They cannot play a game that is T-rated or higher, and it won't let you do it. Charles, that I worked at GameStop with,
Yeah.
he got his Xbox when he was 16, and his parents set up the control and put his, oh, you want to join your Xbox Live. We're going to set it up for you, put his actual birth date and everything.
Yeah.
He couldn't download M-rated demos because he wasn't 18 yet.
That's
so
what I
there's-
mean. They should
there are
do that
controls in
mandatory.
place like that already, and these
But
people
they
still
don't use
want to
them,
Just a
complain.
matter
and it's
of
all over the
parents.
box and everything. I had a perfect example of this a few shifts ago. I had a woman buying
Oh, God,
Call of Duty
this
Black
bitch.
Ops, and
This bitch. Yeah.
she
Fuck, dude, that looks
went
badass.
at
You are
Target.
interrupting, sir.
Anything that requires an ID, which we require for wine and M-rated games.
Does it have wine?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah, just
Box wine.
Anyway,
I don't like wine.
but computers require the ID, and we have to scan it through no matter what, no matter how old the person
brilliant.
looks. So I asked her for ID, and she's like, "Why do I need to give you an ID?" I explained to her the ESRB, told her the M rating, blah blah blah, and she goes, "Oh, so should I not let my 3-year-old play this?"
3?
And I'm like, "That's probably not a good idea."
Can your 3-year-old even operate a controller successfully to play Black Ops?
I was like, that's probably not a good idea. And she goes, well, why? And I'm like, well, it's got this M rating on it, which means that it's been approved for 17 and up. It's a war game. There's guns, violence, blood. She goes, oh. She goes, well, it's for my 15-year-old. I was just wondering. But I'm just like,
Whatever happened to
it's all over the
parents
box and
playing
they
the
don't pay
damn game
attention to it.
first?
My mom paid attention to it.
The thing,
She saw Perfect Dark and she's like, I'm not getting that for you. Fuck that.
the thing with that is your parents have to know their own kids.
Exactly. That's
My parents have been buying me M-rated games since I was probably 14 years old, but they knew that I understood this is
Exactly.
fake.
Yeah.
It's not really
That
anything.
is-
I don't do anything.
I was like
violent
12 when
because of it.
Perfect Dark came out.
Yeah.
Well,
My mom didn't want to get it, but then my stepdad went and bought it.
because
She saw me playing it and knew I could handle it, but my sisters wanted to play it, and she goes, no. She goes, you can't do this, because they were so much more immature than I was.
I mean, prime
It's not
example.
even blood in Perfect Dark
No.
either.
No.
Like, that's
No.
one of those games that's just like you're shooting people with a gun.
I turned on paintball mode just to make her feel better. It's
You
rainbow
could turn
blood,
off. You could turn off blood too. I mean,
Yeah, that's
but
it.
you think about it. If you just played the first fucking level of Black Ops, you'd see Castro get shot in the head. Sometimes arms and legs would be blown off.
All
Like,
the time, arms and legs.
Yeah.
Every time I kill somebody, an arm and leg blows off.
Yeah,
I
like,
refuse to use a gun
magic.
that doesn't blow off legs.
I'm
No,
like,
I always use a shotgun and aim for a leg just to make sure the leg is gone.
yeah,
No, that's
Boom!
way
Yep,
better.
there's no leg there. Sweet. Next guy.
yeah. I mean,
That's
if
not
you
something
just
for kids.
if you had just sat down and played it for 5 minutes, you would have figured this shit out and been like, well, not gonna play it.
the first time I went to play a mature game, I was 9. I asked my mom if I could borrow my friend's copy of the original Mortal Kombat for Super Nintendo. And she was like, I don't know. And then she's like, all right, well, let me see it first. And then she saw me playing it, and she's like, that's so cartoony. I know you don't know that's... Like, you know that's fake, right? I'm like, yeah, I know it's fake. She's like, you're fine. And
Yeah,
then
but-
it was Resident Evil and everything after that.
I was thinking about it, like, how does the term chainsaw bayonet not sound like a fucking bad idea for parents when they're like, can my child pick it up? On the
it's
other side,
to carve ice
chainsaw
sculptures.
bayonet. That's a big sandwich that needs a chainsaw. You're chopping down trees.
A chainsaw baguette. I
baguette.
understand.
What is that B word? It looks French. It's probably good then.
I know. The French are so nice.
I mean, like, what
Oh, it's got
kid?
sex? That's fine then.
What kid wasn't raised by an adult so that when they get an M-rated game, they start mimicking it to the letter? Like, either you were a child who wasn't raised by your parent, and now your parent is still not raising you, buying you an M-rated game, and you go kill somebody.
Yeah,
Were raised by
no,
a
people
wolf.
don't
Or
want to
you-
blame parenting.
Or you were raised by your parent, you play an
It's
M-rated
just a
game, and you realize
scapegoat.
it's a video game.
Like,
Yeah, I'm really excited for Arkham
this
City.
this whole thing got worse too after Columbine. You know,
But, like,
they went
people
and
blamed
shot
it
up
on
their school because they
Marilyn
played.
Manson
You know,
and
they played
they
played
blamed it on
Doom.
Basketball Diaries. They blamed it on.
Well, no, but
like-
they said one of the main things is that they wanted to shoot up the school to look like the game Doom. which isn't true. Nobody pays attention to the fact that everybody treated these kids like complete and utter shit. You know, that doesn't matter.
I love the game Doom. Are you climbing through like stone structures that look real shitty with green lava?
Are you in hell?
Shooting
You know,
demons,
you got
floating
flying
eyeballs.
face. I like how they were the the trench coat mafia, and they're like, trench coats, that's Matrix. We gotta ban Matrix. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, ban 2 and 3, but
started
not the first
The
one.
trench coat in my closet. I had that during high school.
They started
It didn't
stretching and looking for every possible reason that those kids would have done that, except for the fact that their parents were absent and the kids at school were a bunch of dicks.
Yeah.
I really wish people would understand that a little more often. Like, I don't understand how these adults who are smart and went to a good college and got a law degree and go into the world of politics are retarded.
Yeah, it's the idea that my son is smart. It's not a poverty son or something. It's state's son. That it's not my issue. It's the state's fault. And they're like, what the fuck? It's kind of like
my baby would never do anything wrong, so it must be these video games that have caused him to do it.
It's kind of like how people will bring knives and guns to fights instead of just fucking fighting the bully now. They're like, give me your lunch money. How about no? And you beat the shit out of him, and you might get a bloody nose, but he's going to be knocked down a bit. And people are not going to be as afraid of him.
Well, that's why I did Taekwondo when I was a kid, because
shit,
there are bullies. Bullies exist, and it was preemptive.
My parents had a rule. They were like, you just fucking finish the fight. Like, let them punch you. You can egg them on the entire time. As soon as they punch you, go at them. Yeah. I remember I took his head and put it in the locker and closed it on him, like smashing it. And they were like, he almost got hurt. And I was like, fuck it, he hit me. I don't care.
Fighting is frowned upon in schools now, in its entirety. They call the police on children for fighting in a class. Yeah,
and they're going to start tasing the kids
like,
too.
At a junior high, 2 12-year-olds start fighting, 2 13-year-olds start fighting.
Yeah,
the police are called.
Remember when there was the ring of kids and they were fighting each other out in our front yard?
Oh,
and we were just sitting there laughing, like, there's no blood, they're fine.
I was going to break it up anyway. I'm not their parents.
Yeah, no, but I'm like, they're just fucking fighting. It's not even bloody. I mean, if there's one of them curb stomping the other one in the on the pavement, then yeah, we might have to call or just stop and break it up and be like, go.
If he happens to be white, shirtless, and Edward Norton, then you've got a problem.
But they're not like that because they played, a fighting game.
Maybe you don't know. They were curb stomping him either because they played Gears of War or they watched American History X. Yeah. Or they listen to Marilyn Manson CD, because I'm sure you said something about curb stomping in there somewhere. We'll find it.
And they want
we'll find it.
We'll listen to
it. Happened in Manhunt. It happened in Manhunt.
We'll go pop in some Eminem albums and
fuck the police.
Yeah, it's got to be Ice Cube's fault or Ice-T. Anyone with a word.
It's got to be that Run DMC.
Green tea.
Green tea. Green tea, is that his name? That's what it was.
Yeah.
It's that milk tea.
Oolong tea.
That turtle tea.
That turtle tea. Oolong tea.
That'd be awesome.
That'd become sweet. Damn it! Now somebody's gonna hear this on YouTube and steal my shit.
Ice oolong. It's even better.
Dude, why is She-Hulk wearing Cammy's
Why do you keep going back to She-Hulk?
Because I'm going back on the...
Let's stop talking about Marvel.
Here's something interesting I just read.
Let's listen to Chris now.
A game I'd never even heard of called Never Dead.
You've never heard of Never Dead?
Devil May Cry meets Katamari Damacy. What?
Ken's pants are coming off.
Katamari meets
Giggity.
Devil May Cry.
Do you roll up a bunch of zombies into a ball and
then burn them?
No, a bunch of marionettes have to be rolled up into a ball, and then you just burn them.
Oh, marionettes, right? Devil May Cry.
Little, bladed marionettes.
Okay. That's that powerful V9.
Oh, God. I like how Ken focuses on one thing, and it is cleavage.
He's like, monsters
or butt cheeks. Why is She-Hulk wearing Cammy's butt cheek leotard? Like that chick's got a deep V-neck. Nice cleavage. We're talking about a game. Sir.
You heard about Cammy's Alt 1, which is basically a jacket and FMBs? Fuck me, boobs.
Correct, haven't heard of that.
Nice. Thank you.
Bad Company 2 Vietnam, yes.
Thanks for that. Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
This is so silly.
This is gonna be a slow month for Street Fighter.
Why?
There's no tournament. It's a holiday season. There's no tournaments. This is like a slow month for everything. No tournaments, no games, no movies coming out. Really, just everyone hanging out with their families.
How boring.
I know, it sucks. Families.
I'm not really sure that's a bad thing.
No, I know.
It's a terrible thing. I can't stand it. Seeing my family who I haven't seen since Thanksgiving. It was funny, I went home for Thanksgiving and my family was like, "Oh, we missed you, we don't see you ever." I was like, "I'll be back in a month, shut up."
The good, bad, the ugly about Need for Speed.
The good, bad, and the ugly is Dance Central right next to it.
No, it's like the good, busting speed racers as a cop. The bad, AI that jams your radar that spins 180. The ugly, 30 Seconds to Mars.
That song was terrible.
Yeah, no, they always play it too, like every race. It's
one of the new 30 Seconds to Mars songs that they basically used as the
marketing ploy.
the title theme song for. Oh,
Is it called Need for Speed?
no, I bumped that. I didn't want to splash your computer.
I also think that
What is it called, Ken? It's called something stupid.
I don't fucking know.
Well, whatever. It sounds bad. There's like 18 other 30 Seconds to Mars songs that are easily better than that.
The thing is, though, is that you have to watch all the cutscenes. Like, he tried to boot up a single race, and it took him like 15 minutes.
Because it was the first time I played the game, so I had to watch the trailer for Shift 2, and I had to watch the intro to the game to teach me how to play. Then I had to watch the intro to the specific teaching me how to play the racing, and then the specific intro to teaching me how to play the police. I know how to play the police. You look for the black people driving, you pull them over. That's what they do in my neighborhood.
Racism.
If only that didn't actually happen.
I know it's not funny. It's true.
I know. You wish we were joking, but it does happen.
There's a game I wish came out to console because it needs to be played by more people. Amnesia.
I've never
Got
heard
a
of it.
9.5 or 9.25 out of 10. It's one
In-game
of the greatest
Informer.
horror games I've played in a long time.
Is it a horror game?
Yeah.
I must have it.
Which one?
Amnesia.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
I was going to play that on
It's
Halloween
PC
for
only?
stream. It's PC only. It's because it's sexy.
I know. How old is the first? Is that the first one? Is that the
Yeah,
only one?
it's the first game. There were 3 games that came before it that used the older version of the engine that were unrelated. There were also horror games. The Penumbra series.
Put it down.
But
Penumbra?
Then,
I've heard of
Penumbra, they did 3 of those, and then they did this one in the new version of the engine.
Is that shit
a lot
on
better.
fire?
And the
I wish I had a
entire
computer
game,
that could run that, actually.
I was playing it on Ken's laptop once it was working. If I had my desktop, I could play it fine, but it was it was good. The entire time.
This tangent.
I don't know. But
What tangent?
We had a purpose, and then we got off on this whole like violence and
we
the
talked about a
ESRB.
bunch of
We
shit.
were talking
That
about
was,
the disappointments.
Because
of
yeah, because
2010.
Ken asked me
Right,
disappointments
the
in
court
2010.
case.
I wasn't
That was
meaning
my
like a
disappointment.
game, not a specific thing, but that's fine. What about you,
That was a good
Michelle?
disappointment.
That
Give me
was
a
the-
moment to think.
One specific disappointing game of 2010.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'll say Sonic 4 Episode 1. That's
Yeah,
I would go for that.
I
Actually,
would
good
probably
call.
put that up there.
so we are all
Because
in agreement.
I
Red
was
Dead
being
Redemption for
promised Sega Genesis days, and
I was
That-
expecting
Didn't
to
happen.
both Sonic.
It reminded me of the Sega Genesis days because after I played, I was like, God, I wish I had a Sega Genesis to play something better than this.
And mine was Red Dead Redemption.
I have
because
literally bought
that
every
fucking-
Genesis game that was released on the Xbox Live Arcade too. Comic Zone, Shinobi,
I just got the Sonic collection.
Fantasy Star. Oh,
Oh,
I did hear that there's a rumor of a Dreamcast collection being put on
There
the
is.
shelves.
there's.
They haven't announced the games they're going to be in it. I mean, obviously going to have Sonic Adventure and
They're thinking-
Crazy Taxi.
but they're also going to
Crazy
start
Taxi.
releasing Dreamcast games besides Sonic Adventure as arcade titles.
All I want,
Power Stone.
Jet Grind Radio,
Fucking
Power Stone.
I love Power
2,
Stone. That is a fighting game I play. Is Power Stone.
if you want to call it. That's more of a fighting game than
It's like
Smash Brothers.
yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
allow it. I'll allow that. Choo Choo Rocket. I heard a rumor, not a rumor, but I heard that they said that Space Channel 5 is going to be the next thing they release, and I don't want that.
No.
But Choo Choo Rocket and Jet Grind Radio, I'd be super ecstatic to have.
Soul Calibur.
So they already released Soul
Gosh.
Calibur.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Did they?
Yeah,
I forgot about
that was
that.
that was a while ago though. It wasn't. It
Wait,
wasn't like
first
a
level
Dreamcast
and
game.
chow farming. That's it.
around at the speed of sound. That's all you know.
I mean, even though I have like I have a million of those games. You know what I really want released on the Xbox Live Arcade? Captain vs SNK 2.
Oh, yeah.
Just do it. That's all I want.
Just do it to it.
I like fighting games way too much for them not to have that game on there. What else was good? Oh, Skies of Arcadia was good.
Yeah,
I never actually
Grandia 2
I love that game.
She's got that on something.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
on something.
She
Yeah, it was
actually has
released on like
Dreamcast
5
version.
consoles.
Dreamcast, PS2, and PC.
Probably PS1 also. Probably PS3.
That was Grandia.
Oh, it's Grandia 1.
The original
Yeah.
Grandia was PS1. And then Grandia 3 was PS2 also. And then Grandia EX or whatever.
Extreme.
It shouldn't have
That's PS2.
existed.
That doesn't count.
Extreme.
They're making an MMO of it.
That doesn't
I'm
count,
pretty
just like
excited.
Final Fantasy X-2 doesn't count. Are you cold there,
A little bit.
Spanky?
We can shut the
This
fan off.
apartment is easily like twice as hot as yours,
Yeah.
and you're cold.
Dude, I wear sweaters and jackets in my own apartment all the time.
Take off your pants and jacket.
The song that just popped in my head was
Short Skirt Long Jacket.
no,
Cake.
fucking Dog in the Ass song.
What? That game, it's one of those three Blink-182
One
albums.
of the three
had
decent songs that they ever wrote.
It was the hidden one on the Yellow album, which is the one I had, ironically, which was the Take Off. Because I had it playing on. No, it was your pants. Yellow was your pants.
This is the new issue. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, that's the new issue. I'm angry about all the people that they said on that list of like the top 25 influential characters in games in that issue.
I didn't see that.
I didn't either.
I didn't get to read
I
that
haven't
issue
actually
yet.
read all the others.
Yeah, it's like
We were at 55 minutes.
I want to see this. No, I want to see this.
We're
Can
at
I do this?
55 minutes. Holy shit!
oh, I lost it. Chris knows it.
I'll find it.
We've been going for a bit.
I
In
always
all
like
of
that.
gaming? Are you talking about in all of gaming or?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go over this list.
Why would I subscribe to your magazine when I can go to GameStop every 10 months and get it for way cheaper?
Like nothing.
So what is this? 30?
Wait, King
Yeah, 30.
is actually
30. Okay, the King
King
of all
of
Cosmos,
Cosmos.
number 30. Okay, characters who missed. Dante.
Yeah.
Good.
Dante missed.
People love Dante.
Shadow.
Michael Thornton,
I mean, Tingle doesn't belong.
the rookie from ODST. Tingle. Why was even Tingle considered? Or
Tingle-
Shadow. Why was Shadow considered?
Shadow's baller.
Not really.
Hate Shadow.
They gave him a gun and that just was the end
Well,
of
they
it.
ruined him.
No,
when they
who was the
gave him gun.
comparison? Shadow was, somebody compared him on stream the other day.
What, the Waluigi or the Wario of
No.
Sonic?
He was...
The Vegeta.
who would have a
think of
house that's solid
I
white?
can't think of it.
Me.
Somebody...
You have
somebody
wine
who-
one day.
Number
and it
29,
ruins everything.
Bonnie
29.
McFarlane from Red Dead Redemption.
28, Wander from Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm sorry.
That's a good
The farmer chick from the beginning of Red Dead Redemption is an influential character in gaming? I don't think so.
No.
It was
Phoenix
supposed. It was supposed to be
Okay.
like an empowering female force of a Wild West that's rebellious against women. I'm like,
Oh,
You
Yeah.
can pick so many more
You know who's
powerful
more
female
empowering than her?
characters.
Samus.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Alex
Any
She's
from,
female
up there.
characters.
She's in this
Fucking
though, too.
Zelda's more badass.
I think Alex is actually like top
Really
5.
high.
Okay, let's see. So Phoenix Wright and Professor Layton. That's
Which
not
they're
bad.
making.
not
They're
bad.
making a combo game of
Oh,
that.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Cosmos?
Cosmos
Settle-
25.
Settle down, buddy. It's just Xenosaga. Not that big of a
Yeah,
deal.
no, I was
Okay,
just like, I didn't
24
even know
Jade
the game.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah. Which they're re-releasing on the Xbox Live.
Lost
aren't you?
Odyssey.
Rez.
Really?
Rez.
Yes, fuck you.
Did you ever play Psychonauts?
I did. I
It
didn't
was
think
such a
he was
good
that
game.
He wasn't that good.
Well, the
Or-
dude from
Okay,
Braid.
Tim.
Really?
The Boss.
Auron works.
The boss was a good one.
Yeah, Boss. Does
Boss
good.
was a damn good one.
I thought that was a scout.
No,
For a second, like,
no.
the
Tommy
scout.
Vassetti.
Vassetti. Tommy Vassetti.
Elena from Uncharted.
See, yeah, that one I can understand.
That works. The
Kind of.
Elusive Man is in one game, and they put him in here. Like,
He doesn't.
What?
Yeah, I don't think he's that great.
I just smoked
Because Michael
cigarettes.
Douglas
Because
was-
I'm Martin Sheen.
HK47.
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen.
okay, I can understand
Captain John
HK-47.
Price.
HK-47 was actually hilarious because he never liked humans.
Meatbag.
He
Jimmy
would
Hopkins.
always treat you like shit.
Okay, you
Thank
know
you,
what my
meatbag.
problem with this list is so far? These
It
are all
sucks.
people from the well, that too. But it's like the last 2 years. Like, how can you say the last 2 years is influential on gaming? Like,
Well, except for HK-47, some of them are from like in Psychonauts are from the regular Xbox, but they're like from the last 2 console generations. Like
Right.
none of these are Super Nintendo at all.
I got his Price
Yeah.
series. Like, he's
Captain
been in every
Price.
game.
He has been in every game.
Commander Shepard, Ethan Mars,
I'm Commander
Yeah.
Shepard. This is my favorite
Ethan
article
Mars.
in
What was his
magazine.
son's name in Heavy Rain?
Ezio,
Oh, no, I never played Heavy Rain.
Logan,
At the beginning of Heavy
Andrew
Rain.
Jack!
Yeah.
John, Jason.
John.
Jason!
Jason.
Right.
Jason!
yeah, Alex
That
is
was that
6.
sick.
Yeah.
Good.
Bitch.
Nico. No. he
What?
didn't
Wait,
win.
what? No.
I can't
not
believe
Nico.
he is so much higher.
Not Master
than
Chief, not...
Nathan
Master
Drake.
Chief I can understand. John Marston.
What?
No.
And then GLaDOS.
GLaDOS is
I mean,
upsetting.
like,
No, rip
This
that
is a-
page out.
This reminds me of when they
well,
had the
okay,
whole-
that's because you're wrong. 30 characters that defined a decade.
Oh.
But still, I think I could sum up the decade
I
with
could find
better
someone from
characters.
2000.
I would say
Better
Alex
characters than...
Yeah. I meant the open world Grand Theft Auto series had like 5 people on that.
Right, yeah, well, anything made
No,
by
3.
Rockstar. Rockstar had 6 people
Oh.
on that list because they had 2 from
John
Red Dead
Marston.
Redemption and 2 from 4. Sorry, they had 2 from Red Dead Redemption and 2 from Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah, well, he said 6 from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I meant that.
I meant series, like the idea of an open world. You're on a horse and you got to get from point A to
Or
point
in a
B.
car.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah. Horsepower.
You know who's better than John Marston? Ghost from Enter the Matrix.
You know what's better than John
You
Marston?
know, to be honest, I'm not
Ghost
a big fan
from-
of Game Informer anymore. I only get it.
Ghost
'cause
from
it comes with the
StarCraft
edge card.
Ghost.
I only
that was
read it
never
for the
released.
porn. Oh, Ghost, yeah.
That one chick, Kerrigan from StarCraft 1 and 2.
Why are you talking about StarCraft?
I never played
Because
StarCraft.
she was awesome.
I mean, I played StarCraft, but I don't like StarCraft.
Nobody likes StarCraft. StarCraft is a terrible game.
What is that woman doing?
I'm trying to say it quietly, even though I know it's being recorded. I don't even care. Pokemon Black and White.
Has Kingdom Hearts 3 come out yet?
Is that
No.
Metal Gear?
And it's probably not going
Metal
to
Gear!
It's probably not
On
going to
King-
come
wait,
out
on
because
Kingdom
they're
Hearts
so busy
4.
with these fucking
Heavenly
spin-off
Metal
side games for
Gear.
handhelds.
No, you know what it is? They can't come up with a good idea.
They
They've used
announced
every-
it like
They're waiting-
10 years ago.
They're waiting for Disney to release more movies so they have more ideas.
Yeah, they don't want to do another Pirates of the Caribbean
They got
story.
Princess and the Frog, Entangled going on.
Game of the
That
month.
is a damn good game. The new Donkey Kong Country. That is bringing childhood back. That is what
Okay,
Sonic 4 should have done.
a lot of people are probably going to disagree because I know people fap to zombies, but this
I
really,
disagree.
This really has to stop. Like, you have got to stop marketing games by putting in a zombie mode.
But I love zombies.
I love zombies too.
But it's going to backfire, and you're going to start hating zombies.
I don't think
because
that's
every
possible.
terrible game is going to.
You know what game needs
I just
zombies
don't-
in it?
I just don't play those
Resident
games.
Evil.
Yeah.
I agree. The game that had zombies in it needs zombies again.
If I'm not going to play the Undead Nightmare for Red Dead Redemption just because there's zombies in it, and also because I dislike Red Dead Redemption, but like having a zombie mode in Call of Duty, which I was already going to play, was fantastic.
Yeah, but now they're going to just put it in everything.
If they start throwing zombies in everything, I'm going to get mad.
That's what I'm saying. They need to stop before it gets
If
out
they
of
start
control.
throwing it in everything, I'm not going to play that.
Sims.
Yeah,
and
like
zombies.
I'll just choose like, okay,
Not
well, you're
play
going to throw
them.
zombies in it, whatever. I wasn't going to play your game in the first place. Your zombies aren't going to make me want to play it anymore. Oh, Resident Evil has zombies again? Yay! I'm
I wouldn't be happy about that.
What do you think about?
Left 4 Dead 3. I'm
Okay,
playing
this is
it!
why I don't trust Game Informer anymore. Like, you're going to give an 8 to Biggest Loser games, but then, you know,
That's a good ass game. It made me lose 10 pounds.
you know, some.
Yeah, but Sonic Free Riders is a 5.75.
Okay, well, Sonic Riders is really bad.
How is it 7.5?
Okay, GoldenEye for Wii. Got it.
6.5.
There's no way the Biggest Loser should have gotten a bigger score.
I think
Regardless of the changes,
the Biggest Loser deserves an 8 compared to GoldenEye.
no, I don't.
Because
Think
the
so.
new GoldenEye game doesn't even have Pierce Brosnan. It's
Licensing
Douchey
issues.
McNutserson. What's his name? And
They
they made
legally
Daniel
couldn't-
Craig.
and they made too many changes.
Well,
to
they
it.
didn't even follow the same fucking thing. It was
Wasn't
like it's
even
an
really-
original story, and I'm like, that's not what we wanted. We wanted
Right.
the old game.
Wasn't even really a good game to begin with. I hated GoldenEye except for the multiplayer. I literally hated that game. I even hated the multiplayer.
The original?
Yes, I hated that game. It was terrible. It was a terrible game. But nobody recognized it. And then Perfect Dark came out, and then they should have realized, like, oh wow, Perfect Dark is like 10 times better.
I like Perfect Dark
Oh,
because I had it.
I love it so much better
I
than
didn't have
GoldenEye.
those.
Way
I'm saying
better than GoldenEye.
We wouldn't have had Perfect Dark if it wasn't for GoldenEye.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I'll allow GoldenEye to be.
It's a
in
natural
existence.
progression of good things.
Yes. Well, it's like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty. There would have been no Call of Duty without Medal of Honor. I still like Medal of Honor better, but nobody else does.
I don't like the original Medal of Honors.
I love
I thought they were garbage. I played, and then I played Frontline. That was the last one I touched.
Oh, Frontline was not that
I
good.
still
would
have
be
it in
a
my
patch.
closet covered in cat piss.
If there would be a patch for Medal of Honor, the most recent one, I would play that. That was another upsetting moment. The fact that Medal of Honor, no one decided to buy it and play it.
Well,
I bought
Did
it.
Mag come out
Yeah,
this year?
It's good.
Yeah.
Mag?
Because that was another one
thought that was last
year.
that
Mag
people.
Oh,
was
wait,
a
no.
disappointment.
Mag came out in January of this year.
well, they overhauled it.
Yeah, they can overhaul what they want to the game. Still is not.
I didn't
a
like
good
it.
Game.
I was really looking forward to it, and I did not
That's what
like
I'm saying.
it.
That's a pretty good contender for disappointment for a lot of people.
I
But,
wouldn't
like-
say because I didn't get it.
Well, I know. I'm just.
I mean, when they released the game, it was one-shot kills for anywhere for a sniper rifle, and that was really tough.
And everyone played snipers.
Everyone played sniper, but then everyone was still camping. It wasn't destructible anything, so it was really tough to get the campers.
Also,
But then the maps were too damn small.
the maps were small and they looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like if the maps were big, I can forgive crappy looking textures. The maps were small with crappy looking textures because we have to make room for 64 people on the map. I never got a game with 32 on 32.
Yeah.
The
There's
best
not
I
that
got,
many people
256.
playing.
right? The best I got
I thought
was
it
like
was
18 on 18
128.
or something like that. Right? Maybe it was supposed to be 64 versus 64 or something
Oh,
like
yes,
that, or
yes.
whatever.
I heard it was supposed to be 256 person
or 100.
multiplayer.
Well,
Oh,
that
in
was,
Mag?
That was
In the
some
Max.
maps.
Oh, I thought you meant Medal of Honor. I'm like, what
No,
the fuck
Mag.
are you talking about? I've gotten 128 versus 128.
I've never
but
played a big match like that. Mine are
You
always
had to
small.
level up a while to get like level 12 or something.
See, and
like
that's
that to get
stupid. Let me access the big team battle maps immediately. It's the only reason anyone bought that game.
Yeah, that's the only reason anybody wanted
That. It was hard as shit to walk around because you'd be like running and then all of a sudden be like zoom, and you just get shot in the head because you didn't see it, but there's a sniper that's watching your spawn point. And you're just like, what the fuck happened?
That 100 people to worry about also, so...
You're trying to go repair something, and someone's got you just in their sights.
It was a good idea that didn't pan out.
It should have been for PC only.
Even for PC, it would have been a good idea that wouldn't have panned out. PC's dying, by the way. I don't know if you noticed that. It's dying.
No.
Without Steam, there's no PC.
And Steam is going to keep going.
Well, Steam's doing great as it is, but there's still way less players on Steam games than there are on console games. And that never used to be the case.
It's more accessible.
That's also true. And cheaper. Because you have to constantly rebuild your computer every couple of years to be able to play the new games.
Yeah.
Depending on how you do it.
Like, I have a netbook that can barely play WoW.
If you want to keep up with settings.
Yeah.
If you want to keep the highest settings
you
every
can
single
keep a
time a game
computer
comes out.
and just crank everything on low. But people who, in general,
My
who
desktop can
PC
still play
game
everything on high.
are too much of graphic whores, so they have to.
And everyone keeps trying to make that next big step, like Crysis. You want to make that next big step. Oh, Crysis is so great. Yeah, you got to buy
I want
a
games with
video
more
card for it.
interactivity.
Yeah, and now you can't afford the computer that can play it.
And you're playing on low settings.
I want
it's not
people.
gonna be as good.
I want people to start making games more in the line of Shenmue.
Yes, thank you.
I want that.
Thank
I want
you.
actual content.
Shenmue 3 needs to come out now. Sega, get on it.
I heard
Yeah,
rumors that
Sega
Sega is
getting
going
on
to
stuff?
try jumping
Yeah.
back into the console market.
Who does
What?
that now? Sega?
I heard they were doing the handheld.
Whatever they do, I'll be supportive of it until it sucks. And
I know. I'm
you've
like
already
you.
bought it,
I'm
you'll
like
still be
you. Like
upset.
even
What
though
is-
it's been like 10 years since Sega's done anything good.
At
Like
least.
every time something comes out by Sega, I'm like, okay, this is your last chance.
My
then
last
it sucks.
chance with Sonic
Then I cry,
was Sonic
and then
4.
something comes out, and I'm like, okay,
As good
this
of-
is your new last
yeah.
chance.
As good of a game as Sonic Colors is supposed to be, won't touch it.
But Bayonetta was really good.
Yeah.
Sonic.
But Bayonetta was really good.
Sonic.
And then the company that made Bayonetta is making another game.
I'll play that. That's fine.
Bayonetta
I
Extreme
refuse-
Beach Volleyball?
It's either Bayonetta 2 or it might be what's that other game that Bayonetta Vanquish. They made Bayonetta, they made Vanquish. They had like a
Capcom, I thought.
no, it's Sega. Well, they might have made it
Vanquish
for
is Sega.
Capcom, but it was a company. It was it was Sega because it was Sega, and then whatever the production studio was, they had a 4-game contract, and Bayonetta was one of them, and Vanquish was one of them. There were like 2 others, and I guess Sega was
Those are
like.
fine.
Zombie mode.
Sega's like, make one more. And they're like, okay, we'll make one more. And then hopefully they'll be like, hey, make one more. Oh, we'll make one more. I'm like, hey, you're Sega now. I'm like, yay, we're Sega now. That's what I would do if I was them.
Can we make a Sonic game? No.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
We actually
We've
made
been on this
Sonic
road
on
before.
Like, if you think about for me, I had a Genesis when my cousin had a Super Nintendo.
Super was always Nintendo.
I liked the Sega Genesis, especially because the game, the controller was more congruent with the games I played, which were mostly fighting games.
Yeah.
Platformers were exactly the same on both systems, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But then, the Game Gear was the first color handheld. That 8 AA batteries, like they were candy bars.
6 AA's, go!
And the Saturn had CD based. Well, they're the first one to do CD based anything, really. I mean,
Almost
Nintendo talked
not,
about it, but yeah, they
Dolphin.
did the Sega CD, and then they did the Sega Saturn, which had a lot of great
Nintendo-
games, but didn't sell well. And the Dreamcast,
Sega's problem is they kept jumping the gun before people were ready for it.
yeah, and the Dreamcast is the love of my life. Swear to God, I married it.
Dreamcast has parts that are better than the
Oh, the
PS2.
wow.
A lot
The
of people
Dreamcast
don't
is
think this,
the
but the
first-
Dreamcast
the
has
GPU
parts that are more powerful than anything the
GPU
PS2 can do.
Yeah.
And the sound processing unit, I think,
Yeah.
are slightly more powerful than the PS2.
And it was the first
CPU
console
slightly less.
that let you play online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Windows
Out of,
White.
That
out
you
of the
play
box.
online.
Yeah.
Dude, I played Quake 3 Arena
56K.
online all the time on that bitch. I had 28.8 actually.
28.8.
That's what,
28.8.
Had that hair, that sound to it.
Well, I mean, it didn't really matter because everyone had a 28 or a 56K at that
Right,
time. So
there
if
was
you played-
there was no gap in it.
Yeah, if you played Quake 3 Arena on your computer,
You were
played
all
Quake
lagging,
3
it's
Arena on your
okay.
Dreamcast, it was the same experience either way. It was just like you could play with a mouse or you could play with a controller. And honestly, the mouse was better, but then they had mouse and keyboard attachments for the Dreamcast, which I had.
Why haven't they done that for
Typing
Because they don't want you to.
that would really work
Is
for
that me?
Halo Wars.
That is me. I'm sorry about that.
They want you to. I don't know what they want you to do.
because that would
Support
take the
PC
level
also.
playing field.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft makes Windows, and then they make the Xbox, so why would they want you to get a mouse for the Xbox?
They
Promote
have-
the real-time
they
strategy
have
bullshit.
Some sort of like Frag brand
Yeah.
mouse for the 360.
Do
There
they?
is a mouse in combo. It's like a little 6-button keypad plus a mouse or whatever that wirelessly sends, but it's not
And
the same.
PS3 is nice because you can just plug in any USB keyboard.
And it works.
I did that with Little Big Planet.
Well, you can do that with a 360
Chatting
also.
with the.
Yeah, you can do
But
that.
you can't
I
plug
heard
in a
they were
mouse,
incompatible.
Most USB keyboards work. Ken's used to work.
Yeah, I used to
Probably
just
still
plug it
works.
in and type messages.
But
about
the,
that.
but the mouse doesn't work.
No.
And you can't map any keys to your keyboard
Right.
to play a game. Like, you can't do WASD to walk around in Halo
Right.
or anything
Yeah.
like that, which would be great.
They're cheating.
Yeah, but whatever.
What?
Whatever. They're cheating.
How to be cheating?
Because
How
they're
to-
WAD.
Yeah, you're a
Wad.
WADs.
WASD? Whatever. WASD. 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 Anyway. Yeah, I mean, Sega, whatever Sega does, I'll be happy about. It's just like SNK. Whatever SNK does, I'll be happy about. And then if it sucks, I'll be like, well,
That's what I get.
they sucked with that one, but next time.
Yeah.
No. King of Fighters 12 is
happy.
going to be great!
Yeah, that's how I've been. King of Fighters 11 was fun. King of Fighters 12 is going to be awesome. And you play it like it's not. But 13 is going to be awesome. And then you play it like, yeah, it is. I was right once. Sonic 4 is going to be great. No.
Sonic Colors is going to be great, or is going to suck, but I'm not going to buy it because Sonic 4 sucked.
Sonic 4 sucked. I'm going to go get Sonic Adventure on the Xbox Live Arcade. And I did.
And that's the best decision you could have made.
I did. Except I was disappointed because it was Adventure 1, not Adventure 2, and I wanted to go surfing down
You
streets.
wanted to roll around at the speed of sound.
I did.
Got places to go, got to follow your rainbow.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow my rainbow.
Gotta keep looking.
Getting chows and whatnot. Feeding
Gotta
little
get
animals
pills.
to little mutant things. And making them evil by smacking them around. Putting them in the
That's how you do it to
cemetery.
your children, too. That's kind of
Yeah,
funny how it
exactly.
works.
Put them in the cemetery level and they grow wings and fly around like bats, and it's so cool. I have a Dracula chow. It's alright.
I do too. I have 3 of them actually.
With horns.
and I have
and
like
a
3 angel ones.
And a lion's tail. Yeah.
Voltron!
Voltron is
Thunder!
No.
We are at about an hour and 12 minutes.
We should
Wow.
probably stop.
Yeah.
though.
We should
Yeah.
probably cut this shit out.
We've talked about nothing, which is, I think, the exact purpose
We've made
of
no
it.
progress. We are a triple episode of Seinfeld.
The season finale.
Hey,
Well,
we're better than science.
We talked about a lot of pertinent issues.
We did.
So, yeah, what was
Like,
your
hopefully-
most disgusting moment of 2010?
Just
He said
Disgusting.
he said
There was
Sonic.
this one time that I almost tongued your ear. That was pretty gross.
Yeah,
Well,
that was earlier today.
Yeah, that happened.
That was earlier today.
That was actually an hour and 13 minutes ago.
Give or take.
Let's give or take 5 minutes,
Oh.
Yeah.
approximately.
Disk space remaining for recording 9 hours and 44 minutes.
Oh, we can keep going for 9
Yeah, we
hours.
can go
We're
for
good.
9 hours.
This would be a
Yeah.
huge file.
Let's get the alcohol. We'll just sit down, start drinking.
What?
I actually boosted the sound quality too.
Boosted
the sound quality.
Out of town.
Where did Michael Jackson come
I
from?
don't know. I just grabbed
Back
the
from
notes
the
and it came
grave.
All right.
All right, guys. Yeah, we talked about a lot of informational shit. Hopefully, you guys learned something in your life is better for the time wasted.
And if not, at least they know what games are coming out next year.
Yeah, cool. all 3 of them.
And that Sonic 4 sucks.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the main point we talked about.
And
Basically,
Red Dead
Sonic 4
Redemption didn't
sucks.
earn anything.
And I loved Red Dead Redemption.
Apparently,
regardless
Red
of
Dead
what it is.
Redemption won every single award.
Yeah,
at
It won a
bullshit.
ton.
show.
But those are
thing.
bullshit. I mean,
Yeah.
It's MTV now.
Neil Patrick Harris was even like, "This is gay."
That's Neil Patrick Harris.
That's an actual thing he said. He was like, "This is ridiculous." He made a gay joke. He's like, "This is gayer than me," and I was like, "What?"
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, and
Doogie.
Yeah, at the Video Game Awards. I was like, "This is hilarious."
I watched about a half hour of them, and I was like, nope.
I don't watch them. They put them on Spike TV.
I had to watch
They
them on
lost all respect
I had
by
to watch
doing
them
that.
on a streaming website, and then they cut the feed because it was illegal.
It was only
All right, peace.